Hi guys, it's Granny Tana speaking. Welcome to this FS25 pack review video. The Mercedes Benz Trac DLC will be released rather soon on 9th of September, and I already got a key to show you all the vehicles and that you can see what we will get, and you can think about whether you want it or not. And if you already know that you want it, you can get some, I don't know the English word, pre-happiness. I don't know whether anybody says this in English, but in German we have a word for that when you are happy in advance, so to say. So I wish you a lot of happiness in advance. And let's just have a look what we get in this pack. And here, this is the icon, and here are all the vehicles and trailers. No, they are no trailers, they are containers. I always say trailer, but they are not because they don't have wheels. So you have to put them onto wheels. Let's just start with small stuff. So now we have it in English. Here we see it's called bumper, and that's a very tiny part, and it's used for the small MB trucks. And but it counts as one item. It's not a configurable thing. And I just thought maybe anticipation is a little bit like this happiness in advance, but I don't know whether it's exactly the same feeling, whether the happiness is so strong in this anticipation, but I guess you know what I mean. So here we have a front loader, which is no front loader from the brand Stoll. So we buy it, and it's attached to the rear of the bigger MB trucks. Yeah, and I don't know how you call it in English, the MB Trac. In German, they are very strong on telling me always I should call it MB Trac. But when I pronounce it in English, it would be MB Trac. So I guess I will pronounce it wrong in English, whatever I call it or however I call it. I say the German pronunciation because it's a German vehicle, so I will call it MB Trac, like the Germans call it, and I'm very sorry if this offends you. So I hope it doesn't. Here we get 4 of them. And let's start with the smallest. It's just 35,000 bucks, but we can configure a bigger engine. So the small is just 65 horsepower and the biggest one is 85. So rather weak. You can't use it for a lot of machines in Farming Simulator, but it's cute. And there is a configuration for forestry. And then you can carry the logs, and there you can push the logs and you can pull the logs, and that helps against logs that fell on top of you. So you are wonderfully prepared for your forestry work. But we don't choose it because we go for the basics. And you can also have a 3-point in the front or not. And you can choose 2 different colors. Here we have this, it's called silber distel. It's like silver thistle. It's an alpine plant. And the colors are a little bit like this silver thistle. And we go back to the it's not even frog green, it's greenish yellow. Does it have a name, this color? Ah, it's Mercedes Benz Trucks green. Okay, okay. So let's buy this. And the next one is bigger, obviously. It has a range from 100 to 110 horsepower. And has similar configurations, but not this forestry thing. So, and you can attach the bumper to those 2. And the other 2 have the possibility for the, let's see how they call it. It's called a front loader, but it's not a front loader. We will see whether they have a special English word for that. So here we have the bigger one. It starts with the same horsepower than the other one, but it goes higher and it's much bigger. So it's a completely different series. And yeah, it's interesting that it's called backloader. Here you can see it, backloader attacher. You can activate this and then you get something like a frame here and you can attach this Stoll thingy. And it also has beacon lights. For some players, those beacon lights are very important. And it has a mice grid in the front and different options for the attacher in the front. So you can choose whether you want to have it useful in the front or useless. Okay, we buy it. And then we have the biggest one. It's from 130 horsepower, or rather 125, up to 180 horsepower. And this can also have the backloader and the beacon light and all this kind of stuff. And it looks more bulky than the other one. But they are all quite similar. The special thing about those MB Tracs is that the front and the back wheels have the same size. That's the same with the JCB Trac. And so this is a whole category of tractors. And other than the JCB, those are not, how is it called? Articulated. So you can drive normal with those because they don't have this articulated steering. Did I buy this already? Well, let's just have a look. Yep, we bought 4 of them. We can have a look. Here, this is the exciting bumper. And this is the backloader. And the small guy. I think this is very cute. Not as cute as Antonio Carraro tractors, but still cute. And this here is a little bit bigger. And here you can see the difference. They have possibly the same horsepower, so you can upgrade the left one to 110 horsepower and the base version of the right one, of those two, not of the four, is also 110, but you can clearly see that they are quite different and that the right one is bigger. And you can upgrade this to be quite much bigger. And I think they were produced in different times. So they are not all from the same time. But I don't know the exact years when they were produced. But what I know is they are all from the last century. And here we have the bigger one. Okay, now let's go back shopping. Oh, maybe I should get some more money because it will get more expensive. So here we have the old Unimog. And this is rather cheap for 70,000 bucks. And it has between 180 and 240 horsepower. And you can carry nearly everything, all the bulk stuff. But it only has a rather small capacity, but better than nothing. So here you can configure a lot. This is the agriculture platform. And then you have the agriculture frame. And you can use it as a, I don't really know if it's called semi-truck. I hear such a lot of different words for trucks, but you can see. So you can put this backside of a whole lorry onto this. Sorry for my missing vocabulary of all this vehicle stuff. I try to learn more and more, but I'm still missing. Yeah, and this is the agriculture platform again. And you can activate the sidewalls or not. And like that, it would be good for transporting pallets. And even if you have the sidewalls activated, you can fold down the back wall and then you can still load it with pallets, but only from the back. Yeah, here we can choose the engine. It starts with 180 horsepower and goes up onto 240. Yeah, that was the biggest one. And we can have the beacon lights, like so, different designs. And you can activate the back 3-point hitch. And even without, it has quite a lot of stuff. So here you can attach trailers, and here you can attach it. And this is for the power, the engine to steer all those kinds of appliances. And so you can still do quite a lot of stuff without the 3-point hitch, but with you have this special thingy also. And in the front, you have the full machinery, and you can really use it like a tractor. So you can have a front mower in the front and a back mower in the back, or a front mower in the front and a loading wagon in the back, and you can still carry quite a lot of stuff. I really like it. This and the other Unimog are my favorite machines from this pack, I must admit. And you can even choose the color. You could make it pink. But I know most of you guys are scared of pink, and therefore we go back to this toothpaste tractor color. Okay, and we can also change the rim color. So we buy it. And I would love to have one of those in real life. And a farm. And here we have the modern version. That is the old-fashioned vintage version. And that's why it's cheap. And if you have more money and you want a more modern machinery, you can buy this. And it even has more horsepowers. It's 272 up to 354 horsepowers. And you have similar configurations. We don't go through all of them, I would say. But here you have more, not only the agriculture platform, but also the standard platform and the frame. And I like the agriculture platform. And you have a little bit more capacity, 2,500 liters. And you can change the engine, and yeah, then you have safety frames, warning signs, front bumper. You can have a bigger fuel tank, and you can choose to have a 3-point hitch in the front or not. You can activate the sidewalls, and you also have a full choice of the colors. And so when I'm rich, I mean in-game, I would buy that one. But when I'm just starting and I would be poor, I would buy the older one. And yeah, in reality, I never get so rich that I would buy this one in reality. So, but this would still be too expensive, I must admit. But I don't need it, to be honest. But if I had a farm, I would love to buy this. So now we go to the trucks. This is the Arocs, and we have it in two versions. This one is just the Arocs, and then the Arocs plus Tektrum RS26. And the Arocs tractor has 326 up to 625 horsepower. That applies to all the trucks apart from the Heizu truck, but they look different. So this looks smaller. Here it is. And even if it's smaller, the cabin, we have a place where the driver can sleep. And we have a lot of configurations possibilities. And I don't go through all the configurations because this video would be 2 hours long if I would show it to all of you. If I would show everything to you, that's what I meant. Because there are a lot of configurations. And I find interesting that you have the full color choice. And then everything else is a lot of possibilities. And you can't use this as a tractor. Different to the Unimog. The Unimog is smaller, but you can use it as a full tractor. And you can also find it in the medium-sized tractor category. So now you can keep this Arocs in mind, and we go to the next one, which is the same truck, but it's much longer because it doesn't pull a trailer. You put a container on top of all this, and therefore it needs to be longer. And it has this, I only know the German word, but we will find out how it's called in English. This is this special thingy that grabs the container and pulls it up onto the truck. Yeah, and you have the same configuration possibilities. And let's see whether I tell us. Hook lift. Ah, it's a hook lift. It's just the same word like in Germany, only in English. So it's a direct translation, hook lift. And here we have the Actros. And the Actros has the same horsepowers and so. It looks a little bit different here in the front. And it's higher. So here it doesn't have this spoiler thingy on top. It's just flat, and here it's higher. And that is the main difference that I could see. I guess all the truck specialists from you, they know there's much more difference between those two, but I can only see this box here is different to the Arocs. And I really don't know why they called it Arocs and Actros, because it sounds so similar, but still so different, and I would always mix it up. I can just remember it when I can read it, and yeah, but that's how they did it. The Actros, and this is bigger. Maybe I could remember the bigger one has one more letter. It has the T, and the Arocs doesn't has this T. Yeah, and you can choose the same color, but they chose the red to be the basic color. And we have this Actros also with this hook lift. And it's fun to use. I will show you. So, now here is the Heizomat. And the Heizomat is the same machine, more or less, than the Arocs. You can see it here in the front. But with this Heizotrac, you can't choose the horsepower. It's just 530, which is quite a lot for such a small truck. And yeah, it's green and it's branded Heizotrac. And Heiz means heating in Germany. And the enterprise is Heizomat. And we already had Heizomat for this wood chip burning facility. And obviously they also sell a truck, which is a Mercedes truck in the end. And yeah, you can choose the rim color, but not the color itself. So it's frog green. And the most interesting thing with it is that you can use it as a tractor, at least in the back. It has the necessary stuff here. But if you have a long trailer attached, you obviously can't use it for this. But if you just use it like that, you can have bale pressing machine or things like that. And yeah, so if you don't have enough tractors, you could use this. And it has a lot of horsepower, so you can use it instead of a rather big tractor. And that makes it interesting because, yeah, if you don't have enough tractors, you can sometimes use it as a tractor and sometimes as a semi-truck for this transporting thing. And I think, therefore, it's still something that is very interesting for playing. It doesn't have the stuff in the front, so you can't use it like the Unimog, but this one is stronger. And so if you want a stronger one, you take that one. And if you want a medium horsepower vehicle that you can also use like a tractor, you can buy the Unimog. Okay, so we buy that. And now we get to all those, not trailers, they are all containers. And this is a half pipe. And you have the full color choice. And it can transport 14.8 meters. And those half pipes, they are robust. And you can throw stones inside and it will still not break usually. And that is the interesting thing. But they are small, rather small. But that doesn't matter because the stones are rather heavy and therefore you can still carry a lot of stuff weight-wise. And here this is a normal container. And yeah, here in Europe you see things like that a lot in construction areas or where people are moving out and they have a lot of rubbish that they don't want anymore. And then you can just rent one of those and it is put down in front of your house. You can throw in all your rubbish and then the truck comes again and gets it and brings it to a depot where you can bring such rubbish. Yeah, and so therefore those are rather common and not always from search. There are different brands, but they look rather similar. And here we have a rather similar one, but this is an agro box. Oh, and by the way, the capacity is 39.5 meters, cubic meters, which is quite okay. So here you can transport a lot of wheat and things like that. And you can even remove the decals. And you have color choice. And this thing opens up in the back. So you can carry your wheat and then just use it as a tipper trailer. And the last one is not only a tipper trailer, but it is a push-off container, so it pushes the stuff to the back. And therefore the unloading process is easier and faster. And you can change the warning signs, which are those stripes here. You can remove them and have them in white. And it's 30 cubic meters. And it's by a different brand, it's by Fliegel. And we already had a lot of things from Fliegel in all the farm sim plays from the last decade or so. I don't know whether they were already there in the early beginnings, but since I played farm sim a lot in FS17, Fliegel was always there. Okay, now we have them all. And now we can go and enjoy them. Here we have the old Unimog. And here we have the modern Unimog. I say Unimog because this is the German word way how to spell it. And as it is a German brand, I say it in the German way. I think you would call it Unimog, which is completely okay. But I think all the English-speaking YouTubers will call it in the English way. And so my advantage and disadvantage is that my native language is German, so I can pronounce it in the German way, and then you know how the German pronunciation is. And yeah, but when it's an English brand or an American brand, I try to pronounce it like you should do it. But this is a special case where it's a German brand. And here is the Arox, and the Arox with the Spectrum, the hook lift. And this is the Actros, and the Actros with the hook lift, and the MB Trac. And here we have the half pipe and the container and the agro box and this push-off container. So let's just check some of those vehicles. Not all, the video is already quite long, like I always do. I talk such a lot, I must admit. Let's just check this one, this small guy. It's somehow so funny. Let's go inside, and here you can see it's very, very old-fashioned. And you see the mirrors there and there, they work. This is very, very new that the mirrors are working. And maybe we could just attach the bumper. Okay. Here we have the bumper. Then you can drive a little bit more aggressive. Or you can bump the trees, or maybe push some. No, you can't push the pallets. Maybe you can. Oh, you can push it down, and then you can push some pallets with it if you so wish. Okay, so let's check another one. We take the third, because here we have this backloader attachment possibility. But first we have a look inside. And it's still very old-fashioned, but I guess this is a little bit newer. And there are the mirrors more to the side. And I think for players who always drive from the inside, this is really, really nice with the mirrors, but you still have to turn your head, so you can't drive like that and see the mirror. You have to look here and there, and then you can see the mirror. And for every vehicle, it's a little bit different. So, and it's really attached to the back. Unbelievable. And then you can use it like a front loader. And if you play from the outside, you can just use it like that. But if you play from the inside, it would be difficult to watch. And therefore you can turn it around. Here I open the help menu, change driving direction, left shift B. And now look at the person inside, left shift B. Wow, now it's a front loader. And let's go inside, and you can use it like a normal front loader, more or less a normal. With a front loader, it's at the sides of this motor thingy, and here it is inside, but the movements are the same, just up and down and so on and so forth. And then when you want to turn back again, Shift B, here we are. I think it's funny. And I know this is not the only tractor that has this seat turning possibility, but yeah, I like it at other tractors too. Waltra has it with some of their tractors. And I think Fendt also. So this here is rather similar. No, this here is rather similar. And now we have a look at the Unimog, the old one. And let's just go inside. I think it looks old-fashioned, but not so much old-fashioned. And those seats, they have this special design that was very, very modern when it was modern. And now it looks like from the last century. What it is. Yeah, let's go outside. And we can open up the, where is it? Open flap with Z. Here. I think this is really useful when you want to put pellets on top of it. And now we just drive and listen to the sound. I think it sounds very nice, old-fashioned. This brum, 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 brum. Very, very nice. Yeah, that's the old Unimog. And let's have a look at the new Unimog. Which is still built and sold. Oh, and by the way, both drive 90 kilometers per hour. So they are as fast as a normal truck, but you can use it like a tractor. And this is one part why I like them so much. So let's go inside. It doesn't look so much different, I think. Okay, the steering wheel is still round, you know, but here it's a different. We have a rear camera, which is working, and we have all these computer screens, and the passenger seat is one nice one, and then with the other one, I don't know whether it's meant that somebody can sit there or not. Maybe you can flip this bottle holder. I don't know. But there's at least one passenger seat. And my seat is comfortable. Okay, now let's drive a little bit. This sound is more modern, I would say, but still a little bit brum brum brum. And now we take one of those trucks with the hook lift, because that is the most interesting thing. But first we have a look inside. Here, yeah, those are modern, and we have a lot of mirrors, and they are all working. And I still don't know whether this working mirrors is part of the base game now, or whether it's only available for the Mercedes Benz truck DLC and those vehicles. And yeah, but I also saw working mirrors in videos about the Highlands fishing pack. So that lets me think maybe it comes to base game, but I think we will learn whether is a new feature for everyone or whether it's just a feature when you own those pack. And here we have the sleeping area. I always find it very important that there's a nice sleeping area in those trucks. Oh, and maybe there is there is a second one, and you can just put it down. If you drive the two of you and both want to sleep, then you can sleep in a bunk bed. Yeah. So, but we want to get this container with the hook lift. We take the aggro thingy. Okay. So, and you shouldn't go too close because this hook lift needs some space. And I open the help menu and then I lower the arm. And I think it's a little bit strange with lower the arm. You will see what I mean, because first it rises up. But in the end, the hook itself is lower than it was in the beginning. And then we drive to the container. And now we can attach it. And with X we can load the container. So even for me it's easy. So therefore I think everybody will be able to do this. This is even more easy than attaching a normal trailer. And here we are. And have a truck with an aggro trailer attached, or container, and we just drive a little bit. So from here on it's not so much different to a truck that has a trailer or that has storage attached or so. You can just drive and fill it up with your crops and you're good to go. Okay, that's about the Mercedes Benz truck pack DLC. Oh, a lot of it. Mercedes Benz trucks pack is the official, but it's a DLC. And yeah, what vehicle do you like best of this pack? I would really like to know what you like best. My personal favorites are the Unimogs, and I guess you already heard that I like them a lot. Okay, so that's it with this overview about the Mercedes Benz truck pack DLC. Okay. Thank you for your support as a Ruby channel member. If you want to buy FS25 or a DLC, feel free to use my code OMATANA. You'll find the link for the PC version in the video description. It doesn't cost you anything extra and supports me a lot. Now I wish you a wonderful day, thank you for watching and all the best till next time. Tschüss!